This is my problem. This is why I can't stop talking about sickle cell. I've been doing this for a long time, but there was this one time I took a trip all the way to Hartford, Connecticut. It's hard to get to Hartford from Bridgeport because the train situation is very difficult. I don't have a car, so it was hard. So I was invited to Hartford to actually come and speak to a group of young kids as a famous artist who have sickle cell. But when all the kids got there and I sat and gave my talk, the one kid that was, the kid that really loves art, the kid that was just like me, he loves art. He was not there. He was at the Children's Hospital in Hartford, so he couldn't make it to the meeting to hear me talk. So I decided that, I'll take the later train and I'll go visit the kid. He was a wonderful kid. He liked a lot of the things that I do. He loved Japanese animation. He loved Naruto. He loved a lot of things. And he also painted some stuff about sickle cell, about his pain. But when I got back home, that boy, he never made it out of the hospital. So every time I think about that, there's a lot of times in my childhood when doctors would tell my mother I would never make it to be 18. My mother worried about that a lot, but she died when I was almost 14. So she never got to hear that, look, Mom, I made it to 34. But that kid and me are very different. I lived in a very different time than he did. This is just recently. There's supposed to be things out here that can be done. You think things change. But the issue is still around. Children are still dying. I don't really care about dying myself, but I hate going around meeting kids and speaking to them, trying to give them someone to look up to, someone to say, hey, I can do that, I can do something. There are people with sickle cell who are doctors, lawyers, and they live a positive life. So you try to give these kids hope, but you go there and, it's hard to find out you didn't do enough. So that's the whole purpose of the silent suffering. I want some things to change. I want this to stop. That's all. I really hope people stop feeling so apathetic to all this stuff. Like it doesn't matter anymore. It does matter. I think maybe that visit did matter to that kid. So I continue to do this stuff, put myself out here, telling people I have sickle cell, which is not always the coolest thing to do. But hey, I don't really have the time to put negativity in my life. So you have to try to do something positive, you know? This is what frustrates me the most. The more positive I get, the more I see people around me who are working in the sickle cell community. They are highly frustrated. It is very hard to stay positive around a bunch of frustrated people. You know, you lose your hope very fast. I think that's why, I've been so stressed out. And because of the stress, my body's really taking a toll. So, after this video, I don't know. Tonight, I may get better. Or whatever. But, that's how it goes for us. So, I'm not an actor. This is real, you know? This is how we live. This is what we have to go through. And every one of us have different things that we worry about. And our pain is different. Each and every single one of us is very, very different. We have very different pain. We have very different lifestyles. We have very different opinions about things. But pain is pain, right? So I really hope people take a little bit of time to think about all this. Because I'm getting really, really tired of speaking, but nobody hears me. Alright, so because I love Dr. Benjamin to death, she asked me to make a presentation about this campaign. I'm not sure how this video campaign is gonna go, but I'll give it my best shot, and maybe some of the things that happened in my life doesn't happen to happen to anyone else. Homelessness, being on disability, losing a lot of things, a lot of hopes, a lot of chances. I want to create art, but I always have to be talking about art. You know, you can't talk about something, you have to take action, right? So that's what I'm doing. Instead of talking about what's wrong with sickle cell, I have to do something about it. That's why I'm stressing myself out, making these videos for one reason. Alright, so you've seen a little bit of my life. I hope that's all I have to share to get you to understand, because what else do I have to do? I've shown you everything. That's all. So thank you for watching.